Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the immediate past Interior Minister Abba Moro to be remanded in prison custody pending the determination of his application for bail. Moro was Monday arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) on an 11-count charge bordering on obtaining by false pretense, procurement fraud, and money laundering. He, alongside 3 others, are accused of defrauding graduate applicants of more than 676 million naira during the 2014 Nigerian Immigration Service recruitment. About 20 job seekers lost their lives in the exercise as over 200,000 job seekers scrambled through a poorly organized barricade at different stadiums across the country. Those joined in the suit as defendants are the ministry's ex-permanent secretary, Anastasia Daniel Nwobia, F.A. Alayebami, and the company, Drexel Global Technology Limited. Even though Moro was asked to remain in prison, his co-defendant, Anastasia Nwobia, was released on bail.
The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior during the initial negotiations, but she since left the ministry even before the implementation of this e-recruitment project. So she knows little or nothing about this matter. And luckily, after the arraignment, she's been allowed to go on the administrative bail that had been granted, and we're coming back here on Wednesday to take the application for bail. This is a matter when the facts are very laid before the court. I mean, the whole world will see that this woman had nothing to do with this matter.
One of the accused charged alongside Abba Moro has denied his client has fled, even though he failed to appear in court on Monday. His lawyer says he's not aware he was being summoned by the court of law.
Any of the directors of the company should appear and answer some questions in EFCC. And 2 of their directors went to EFCC. They made statements and answered questions that were put to them. So it was very shocking and surprising to read in the charge that Mahmoud Ahmed, who was never invited by EFCC, was declared on the charge as being at large. He's not at large. He would make himself available before the court to show that he has nothing to hide and is not running from any justice. If you have not invited a man, how will you know that there is any specific allegation against him?
The Emir of Kano, Malam Mahmoud Sanusi II, on Monday ordered the immediate release of a 13-year-old girl who was abducted and married by a Kano-based man identified simply as Yunusa. The Emir directed the State Sharia Commission to liaise with the Office of the Assistant Inspector General of Police to commence the process of repatriating the child identified as Ese Oruru. Ese was allegedly abducted by Yunusa of Kura local government area of Kano State. Family members say he took her from her mother's shop in Bayelsa on August 12, 2015 to Kano State, where he has married her and forced her to change her religion to Islam. Since news of her story broke, Nigerians have condemned the abduction and forceful marriage, calling on government officials to act accordingly. Nigeria's Communications Commission has confirmed MTN has paid 50 billion naira from its 780 billion naira fine. In a statement issued on Monday, the Nigerian regulator said negotiations to settle the fine were continuing. MTN had announced the down payment last week. Africa's leading telecom firm was fined by the NCC in October for failing to disconnect unregistered SIM users, prompting weeks of lobbying to reduce the fine. The original fine imposed by MCC was 1.04 trillion naira. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it has increased truck out to filling stations in Lagos from the regular 245 to 295 trucks per day following the resurgence of fuel queues in some major cities across the country. A release signed by Ohi Alegbe, NNPC spokesperson said the body was also partnered with the Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria (MILMAN) towards nipping the fuel scarcity situation in the board. He added that truck out to fuel stations in Abuja from Suleja Depot has also been stepped up to 210 trucks per day from the regular supply of 160 trucks. Other states like Port Harcourt, Calabar, Kano and Kaduna also have their fair share of similar fuel increments. The corporation has also taken delivery of 6 more cargoes of petroleum products to keep the country well supplied. President Muhammad Buhari visited Qatar to attend the meeting of Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC to discuss oil prices and output cuts. Speaking at the meeting, the president said the OPEC cartel needs to take action to stabilize the oil market because crude prices have fallen to totally unacceptable levels. He said the current market situation in the oil industry is also unsustainable. Buhari also highlighted the need for cooperation between OPEC and non-OPEC producers. Just before that visit, President Muhammad Buhari was in Saudi Arabia to also discuss with King Salman ways to stabilize crude oil prices. Both leaders say they are committed to doing everything possible to rebound the oil price. Nigeria is Africa's biggest economy and top oil producer, has been hit hard by the slump in oil revenues, its lifeblood. A delegation of Nigerian officials and the state of Qatar have signed key agreements in a bid to foster bilateral relations. The agreement was signed in Doha. One of the agreements, the Bilateral Air Services Agreement, is meant to pave way for direct flights between major cities of both countries. Both countries also signed an agreement to avoid double taxation and tax evasion on the sideline of President Muhammad Buhari's state visit to Qatar. Officials say the agreements will promote trade, commerce and tourism between the two nations and also bring in more investments and businesses between Qatar and Nigeria. The Nigerian government says it will work with relevant bodies to fight the piracy of intellectual property in the country's entertainment sector. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed also announced the establishment of a national endowment for the arts to bridge the funding gap in the sector. He was speaking at a meeting with stakeholders in the movie industry. The minister described piracy as a monstrous disincentive to the creative industry. He also proposed longer jail term with no option of fine and a speedy trial of suspects caught in the act. Piracy has been a major issue in the Nigerian entertainment industry, with many producers, artists, marketers and even stakeholders calling for a lasting solution to the menace. The Nigerian government says about 23,846 ghost workers were being removed monthly from its payroll. Officials say the exercise saved the government about 2.3 billion naira from the total salary bill for the ministries, departments and agencies for the month of February. Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun said the ghost workers were uncovered in payrolls of various government agencies during the ongoing bank verification number-based staff audit. She explained that the figure represented a percentage of the total number of ghost workers that have been receiving salaries from the various government agencies. The Nigerian Air Force says it has busted a fake recruitment syndicate posing as recruitment agents for the force and other security agencies. Air Force authorities say the recruitment exercise into the force, which is currently ongoing, has been hijacked by the syndicate. Air Force spokesperson Group Captain Ayodele Famuyiwa accused the suspects of collecting money with promises to assist candidates get recruited into the Nigerian Army, Air Force, Road Safety and Civil Defense Corps.
The Federal Character Commission, in a letter dated 22 February 2016, signed by the acting secretary to the commission, drew the attention of the Nigerian Air Force to the possible existence of such illicit recruitment syndicates. I am happy to inform the public that the Nigerian Air Force, acting on information, has been able to arrest a member of one of these syndicates who pose themselves as recruitment agent for the Nigerian Air Force and other security agencies. On 24th of February this month, the Air Provost arrested Mr. Musa Ibrahim Babangida, the suspect here, who's aka is facilitator in Abuja. Musa Ibrahim was arrested in the company of another suspect named Usman Sakaba, whom he claims works at the FCDA but currently at large. Our investigation revealed that the suspect is not acting alone but a member of a syndicate. Furthermore, the suspect has confessed to have collected money from a number of people with a promise to assist them for recruitment into the military, not only the Nigerian Air Force We have a number of paramilitary organizations, civil defense, road safety, the army, the navy, and a host of other organizations like that they promise people we have the contact, we can help you to be employed. Now, some witnesses have paid the suspect and his group for recruitment assistance. We also have some of them who have come up, and we have statements from them. We've also been able to recover a number of items from the suspect, which includes 7 banks MasterCards. Also recover from him complimentary cards and business cards written in the name of prominent politicians and then VIPs in the country. These are some of the tools that they use to deceive the people with a view to giving them the false hope that they are in a position to be able to assist them. After here, we intend to hand over the suspect and the exhibit to the Nigerian Police Force for further investigation. But however, I wish to reiterate that the Nigerian Air Force does not charge for registration and nor sell application form for recruitment into the service. Interested Nigerians should please visit the Nigerian Air Force recruitment portal at www.careers.nigerianairforce.gov.ng for free online registration.
President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered an investigation into the clashes between herdsmen and indigenes of communities in Benue State. According to reports, at least 145 persons had been killed in 25 villages in the Agatu local government area in Benue State. In a statement issued by the spokesperson for the President Garba Shehu on Sunday, President Buhari expressed deep shock at the latest incident. President also ordered security agencies to get to the root of the problem. The attacks on the communities by herdsmen, which started on February 22, 2016, are still said to be ongoing. Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom has lamented that the killings were getting out of hand. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at business and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man, that's you. It's too much. So you get it like, Messi move along the street. Yeah, Messi like there, I'm going girl. You know, my own people. Actually, yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it, and I'm one of those very few.
I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? Brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business. I know the pitfalls, I know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do? How we tell you? We do the way you do.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, we will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News now. Inadequate supply of power and explosions at transmission lines in the Lagos area and Jeba has reduced power generation by 3,697 megawatts. This is according to officials. This was from a peak of 5,074 megawatts achieved earlier in February. The management of Eco Electricity Distribution PLC said the power supply instability within its network was due to inadequate bulk electricity load allocated to the company from the national grid. A statement signed by Godwin Idemudia, the head of corporate communications of the company, said the drop in the country's supply of power is as a result of non-stop acts of vandalism on gas pipelines and transmission towers. Nigeria's central bank says the country's dollar reserves fell to $27.8 billion by February 25th, according to the CBN. This shows a 1.6% decline from a month earlier. The data, which was also released on Monday, showed an 11.91% decline from the $31.57 billion recorded earlier. Brent crude futures edged up on Monday after already making up ground last week as indications mounted of the markets bottoming out. Brent futures were trading at $35.24 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures were weaker, dipping 7 cents to $32.70 a barrel. Venezuela says Qatar, Russia and Saudi Arabia had agreed to a meeting in mid-March as part of efforts to stabilize oil prices. Gabon President Ali Bongo said on Monday he would run for a second term in elections later this year. This will extend his party's nearly 50-year rule over the oil-producing Central African state. Bongo won a disputed election in 2009 after the death of his father, Omar Bongo, and is now nearing the end of his 7-year mandate. There are no presidential term limits in Gabon. His statement comes as veteran leaders across Africa have also sought to extend their terms in office. The United Nations says it plans to step up delivery of humanitarian aid to Syria, taking advantage of the ceasefire between US and Russia. UN officials say they plan to distribute aid to 154,000 people in areas besieged by government troops and rebels in the next 5 days. Saturday's long-awaited truce appears to be holding despite complaints of breaches from both sides. More than 250,000 Syrians have been killed in the 3-year conflict. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has apologized to Nigerians following the abrupt resignation of former Super Eagles coach Sunday Olise. President of the NFF Amaju Pinnick has also made it clear that Nigeria will never hire a home-based coach. The NFF board said the era of putting local coaches in charge of the Super Eagles is over. Following the resignation of Olise, the Nigeria Football Federation has reappointed Samson Siasia as head of the Super Eagles. Newly elected FIFA President Gianni Infantino has performed his first official task as president of soccer's governing body. He opened FIFA's new museum in Zurich. The 45-year-old Swiss, previously General Secretary of UEFA, was elected on Friday. He beat out competition from 4 contenders to become the 9th president in FIFA's 112-year history. Speaking on his first full working day, Infantino said he still did not know how much he'll be paid as head of football's global governing body. Well, that's all we have on news now. We thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.